Welcome back here to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm really excited to be joined by my next guest. Her name is Liz Steven. I'm sure you probably know her. She's a Park City local. She competed in the Olympics, and she is a Nordic legend as well. Liz, how are you doing today?
Oh, good. Thanks, Diego.
Good.
How are you?
Good. It's Monday. We were both talking about it, so we're both about to get a gallon full of coffee each because we're both kind of chugging along here on this Monday morning. But it's good to see you. Good to have you in here.
Thank you.
How have things been since the Olympics? It's been, what, like 6 months now? A little over 6 months?
Yeah, it goes by fast.
It does.
I just retired this year. I had been on the US national team for 12 years.
Congratulations, by the way. Really long, awesome career you had. Seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was a blast. I mean, I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I feel like the luckiest human alive. And also, as we were talking before, just really lucky to have been able to retire when I wanted to.
On your terms.
Yeah. So that's definitely a luxury that not all athletes get, and I feel really grateful for it. So
that is awesome because it seems like, you know, you grow up like doing a sport. For me, it was a lot of snowboarding. Yeah. And it's a ton of fun. You do it over and over and over again. And then sometimes, once you start getting paid for it, it's hard to not get burnt out sometimes, right? And so that was a good thing for you to be able to kind of, as you said, leave on your own terms and not when you're so burnt out from skiing that you don't ever want to go back out on the hill again.
Totally, and that was kind of a goal. I thought about retiring a few years ago when I was just really struggling to enjoy it. And I wanted to make sure I pushed through that so that I left skiing when I was happy to be leaving, but not like so that I would come back to the sport. And I feel really like I did that at the right moment because now I'm coaching for the Park City Nordic Team, and it's so fun. And I think if I had left 3 years ago, I think I would have kind of just had to walk away from the sport completely for quite a while. And now it's just refreshing to be with a young group of kids who are just kind of starting their journey.
Have that like stoke level at the ultimate the ultimate high when they're super young. That's really cool. Let's talk before we get into what's going to happen with you now. Let's talk about what kind of got you into Nordic skiing and what got you into being an Olympian. How did that all kind of build up? I know you're from the East Coast, right? Yeah,
I grew up in Vermont, kind of going to the Alpine Hill with my parents at Burke Mountain, and ended up going to the ski academy there, pursuing an alpine career.
Oh, really? Cool.
And at 15, I was like, I'm kind of more into this running thing, and somebody was like, well, why don't you just try this Nordic thing? So I did, and I loved it. So I switched and started doing that for the last 15 years.
The rest is history.
And honestly, I think the basis of it all was just that I love to be outside, and I love to be with my friends, and I love to be active. I had more energy than I routinely feel every day now, but
routinely feel on Monday morning at 7:40 a.m.
But I think, you know, just to keep me sane, my parents would kind of kick me out the door and say, "Go play."
Go play.
And it was all just about fun, and then, you know, it comes down to like how much work do you want to put in, and how can you make that work as fun as possible, and you become kind of addicted to just the hard work with your teammates. And I think that's why I did it for so long. We have such a strong team. In fact, we won our historic gold medal this year, which was a huge deal. And it's been just a really amazing progression of when I first made the team. We were one of the worst teams in the world for cross-country skiing, and now we're one of the best.
Well, with that in mind, I'm sure there was a lot of fans of US Nordic that were so sad to see you go, especially now that you guys have kind of reached this precipice of you guys of the team, right? So where do you think it's going to go from here on out? Do you see the US being dominant on the Nordic stage from this point forward? Yeah, so that was kind of a goal when we started our women's team, was just we want to leave a legacy. We want to leave. We don't want to just be this kind of flash in the pan and then there's nothing behind you. And so I feel really good about the juniors that are coming up. We certainly, for all the junior skiers out there, like, you're going to have to be the next generation, and there's definitely spaces. So I think it's all about hard work, creating a team bond that makes you want to come to training every day and want to work as hard as you can, and then just enjoying it, because it's so amazing to be so fit. Like, it's so apparent now how fit I was for so many years of my life, because it doesn't just, you take it for granted almost. You know, you get used to the feeling. You get so used to that. You get so used to being in such conditioned shape. And I know from I played year-round sports basically my whole life. Yeah. And as soon as I got out of that and went into college, I didn't play any college sports or anything, but as soon as you stop the like 5-a-day training conditioning, and you start to realize, like, man, walking up this hill is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Or doing this activity that was normally so brainless for me is kind of a little bit difficult now.
Totally. Yeah, and it's like that top level gear that you don't really like go out and do intervals by yourself. Or I don't usually go out and do intervals by myself anymore. And it's that gear that's just not there anymore. But on the other hand, I am more like rested as a human being. I feel like my brain works better. So there are perks to it for sure.
You do need your rest. That is for sure, especially when we're as tired as we are this morning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your career now with the Nordic team here, teaching the kids. You're talking about how the next generation is really going to be that what's going to carry on your legacy that you guys kind of started.
Yeah.
What do you see in the kids that you're teaching and coaching from this point?
Yeah, I mean, I see like a bunch of motivated kids, and I think that's what's so fun about being a coach. And when I was an athlete, I was always like, God, coaches are crazy. Why would they want to, like, why are they out here? This is the worst, you know? And then as soon as, I think I kind of had this natural progression where my own competitive drive was like totally ebbing, and I was more invested at the end in other people's success than my own.
Yeah.
And so now it makes coaching really fun because I don't have my own agenda out there. I just am there for the kids, and that's been really fun. And these kids are motivated. They have fun together. They like each other. You know, they're cheering for each other out there in the gym and on the ropes course, and it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ultimately, especially as a kid, you just want to cultivate like this atmosphere that makes kids want to come to training. And I think that the team here really has that, and it's really fun to be a part of.
That's cool. So what's the season like for you guys right now? Are you guys kind of in the off season, or do you guys train year round?
Yeah, so cross country is a year-round sport. We kind of generally take April as like we don't give a training plan.
It's the mellow month.
Yeah, the mellow month, and now we're in full summer training mode. It's kind of where these kids are still fairly young, but it's where, you know, as they get older, they'll put most of their hours in.
The foundation of their
foundation
training,
of
really.
Everything happens kind of in the summer, and then you're racing all winter. So that's kind of you fit training in where you can, and you have training blocks, but mostly what you're doing is racing.
So what does that training look like during the summer? Are they doing just a lot of actual just cross country running? Because I'm sure a lot of that aerobic exercise is very important for the sport. So.
Yeah, we do some things called bounding, which is like running up mountains with poles in like a kind of funky technique that looks a little like skiing.
Kind of get used to that motion. And
Exactly. We roller ski with the kids, so if you see us out on the road, give us some space. You know, like they're hard to balance on. We try to stay on the bike paths as much as possible because they don't have brakes, so we're a little precarious on the downhills. And biking, I mean, mostly that's what's cool about cross-country skiing is you kind of just have to be fit as possible. And then we're in the gym a lot because it's a power sport also.
Absolutely.
And so getting the kids really strong.
You have to have those bursts of energy available as well.
Exactly.
For sure, during the sprint sections, which is
exactly
can be the hardest part, I'm sure.
Yep.
Especially when you feel like your legs are like giving out, not going anywhere, doing anything.
Totally.
Still got to keep pushing though.
For sure. For sure.
So what's next for you, Liz? I mean, with the sport, I know you're in retirement and you're still kind of keeping in touch with the sport through your coaching side, but are you going to try and do anything in terms of like commentating? Are you going to be still trying to involved with the sport in that way at all, or how is that?
Man, I haven't been asked to do anything like that. I would think about it. I want to be involved. I'm going to school full time starting in August, and so I want to be a nurse someday. I have a lot of prerequisites to do beforehand, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's healthy also to take a little bit of a step back. That said, I don't feel burned out on the sport. I feel like I was just done with my own competitive drive, and that's just a natural feeling and a really comfortable feeling for me. And it's been really fun to not have that like kind of stress of always having to be in that shape. It's been really fun to just be able to say yes to a lot more things. So yeah, but that said, I mean, I did my first ultra marathon 2 days ago,
That's really cool.
Which I never thought I would do.
That?
Hard, really hard.
Was it the?
It was the Twisted Fork that went through town here.
Okay, yeah.
I worked for the Park City Running Company for the last few months, and they put on the race, or they were one of the sponsors, and so I helped do some organization for it. And he was like, "Well, you know,
you might as well run.
Might as well run it, right?" So I was like, "Okay, fine."
Sounds good.
It was quite an experience. I was really tired at the end, but it was one of the more fun races I can remember doing. It's a fun pace to run.
That's really cool. Like you said, you get more opportunity to say yes yes to things that you would normally be able to say
Right,
yes
that
to.
would never have fit into training, right? Because you're so, I mean, I'm so tired today.
Like, I'm not going to waste my energy on that when I need it for so many other things. So that's a huge thing for you. That's awesome. And then you said you're also going to go back to school full time to become a nurse. So how great. Like, I mean, it's awesome. You've lived this whole, like, I've done it. I've been to the Olympics. I've competed at the highest level of my sport. I've made a name for myself. And now you got to kind of just do what you want to do, which is really great. It's not like you weren't doing what you wanted to do earlier, but you really get to open up your life to so many other things.
Totally.
It's
really like fun. A brand new world.
That's
it's
awesome.
kind of cool. Yeah.
Well, that's really, really cool. For those who are watching and maybe want to get involved with Nordic skiing, have never tried it, want their kids to get involved, is there any ways that they can do so? To become part
I mean,
of the
for
team?
sure, join the Park City Nordic Ski Team if you want. I'm actually not sure what our website is. I kind of just started a few weeks ago.
I don't blame you.
But just Google it. I'm sure it'll come up. Emma Gerard is the main coach for it, so she'd be a good contact.
And can kids who've never tried Nordic before become part of the team?
Yeah, so we have like a Devo program, and then a Devo Plus, and then a comp program. So it kind of bridges all the gaps, and kind of we fit kids in where they kind of are. And we always want new kids, for
That's
sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
cool. Well, where can people go to keep up to date with you, everything that's happening with you?
I'm really not on social media very much anymore, which is really nice.
It can be a great thing, a blessing in disguise.
It really
honestly.
is. You have a lot more time in your day.
It's totally true.
So I mean, I have a Facebook page because I'm old school, and I think I have an Instagram somewhere. But you know,
even better. You're a Park City local. Just say hi.
Just call me.
Just say hi.
Just say hi.
Liz, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thanks for helping wake me up this morning. Made it much easier to get through the rest of this Monday here. We're going to continue here on the Mountain Morning Show. It's great to have Liz here in the studio. Like I said, she's a Park City local. If you see her, just say hi, or maybe think about getting involved with the Park City Nordic team. We'll be right back with much more right here on the Mountain Morning Show. Don't go anywhere.